All right, anybody know the lyrics of this song? Sing it out.
Staying alive.
Staying alive, staying alive. Vote counter. Put everybody down for the bear. Fellow Toastmasters, what moment in your life, aside from your birth, have you been most persuasive? Would you say a job interview? For just like a newborn, in a job interview as a new employee, you've got to bring your best. You've got to deliver your best, thrust headfirst into a new world of opportunity. For just like the newborn in itself, you've got to create charisma and connection with your new employer. And the fact is that you want to show the employer how you can work together and show value. The employer is not worried about what qualifications you are, so do not come to the job interview and sound like an infomercial. The fact is, the employer is inviting you to the dance party and it is time to strut your stuff. So, in part, today I'm going to act as if we are all in an interview. I'm interviewing for an information technology, and you are my panel for the interview. So in doing so, I'm going to want you to listen to how we will talk about 3 specific questions. Tell us about yourself. What is your greatest weakness? And what is your greatest strength? Listen to how I changed these common questions into life stories and show my experience and value to you. So let's start with, tell us about yourself. Well, for me, it started back when I was in the U.S. Coast Guard, in that I learned in the information office how computers help create great workflow and resolve problems for people. This is back in the time when computers were very new for everybody. I taught word processing and also purchased about $1 million worth of equipment in all places, Alaska. Then I worked at a company called Oracle, where as a senior support engineer, I worked with the intern all the way to the CIO in presenting a calm assurance, in presenting a viable solution to their enterprise issues. And with that, then I moved into design and development after I got my master's degree. With that, working at DLA, Defense Language Institute, I then took the opportunity and created a workable solution using business management processing and service-oriented architecture to resolve duplicate NINs against a database. Further, then in my last positions, I discovered something that was very important: how to present and hold meetings. Not my greatest strength, because that was the focus of those positions. So with that, I moved ahead and joined Toastmasters, and I'm grateful for the opportunity that I have to develop some charisma and presentation skills. So that is my greatest. What is my greatest weakness? It was in presenting and being comfortable around people. I've mastered that to a great extent, where now I look to involve myself in collaborating together and developing great solutions in information technology. Again, my greatest strengths is analysis, design, and then incorporating those ideas together in a collaborative environment to garner a consensus for a solution to come. So, in that sense, those are the 3 questions. What is your greatest weakness, your greatest strength? And talking about yourself. You want to create that there, the solution. Finally, what you want to do is, through the last part of the interview, you might want to ask this question to get feedback. If I get hired, how will you know if I've done a great job from a year from now? Fellow Toastmasters, this is the consensus that you want to garner. You want to guarantee, you want to garner charisma, and working together is what the goal, in being able to strut your stuff and endear yourself like a newborn. I mean like a new employee. Because what, as a newborn, what do you all say? Ah. Okay, again, write everybody down for the bear. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and especially Dawn. I tried to take notes. I may not be able to read them. Dawn was speaking to us today from the Legacy Manual, the Confident Communicator Manual, speech number 9. You are almost done. One more speech. This is exciting. The objectives were to persuade listeners to adopt your viewpoint or ideas, to take some action, to appeal to audience's interests, use logic and emotion to support your position, and to not avoid using notes. I'll go through what you did. I'll pick 3 things that you did well, 3 things that I think you could improve on for future speeches. So the objectives and I'll outline. All right, so trying to read my notes. I loved your opening humor. That was one of the things I really liked. I liked the way that you incorporated the word of the day in, and you got all of us to get counts against us for the counter. That was really fun and very appropriate for this meeting and your audience. I liked with the job interview, one of the things I really like that you said is don't sound like an infomercial, and that is one of the challenges. And you balanced between that, make sure that you're elevating yourself and show that you have the experience and expertise without spouting out a lot of information. And I think that phrasing came across really well as a way to package that and a way to let us know how to proceed. And the third thing I liked is that you used a triad during your speech, and that's a very useful tool for Toastmasters. We pick 3 things, we couch our speech in. Yours was tell us about yourself, tell us about your weaknesses and your strengths. And each of those 3 things then becomes a mini outline that you can then talk through and provide an example. It provides excellent structure for your speech. And I thought you did well on that. For things to improve, I would suggest get away from those notes. It's time. It's a good time to do it, and you don't need them. You know your material, you know your story, and you know your flow because of the way you've organized your speeches, and I know that you can do that. One of the things I think it catches you on is the second thing I'll talk about, which is the stumbling and rephrasing. And I think, so as you speak, you're focused on your notes and you're focused on what you're trying to say. So sometimes you'll stumble on that and have to rephrase it, and it detracts from that line of your speech. And I think that's an area where you can see a lot of great improvement in the future. And then because of the notes, again, you're standing in one place, and you had a speech that lent itself to moving around, you as the narrator and also you as the interviewee. But all in all, really great speech. It's been wonderful to watch your progress just in the last few months. You have a lot more confidence, and your presentation, your outlines are becoming clearer, and your presentations are really great.